Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Got your Bears outfit on.
I do. Bears play tonight.
Who do they play?
New England.
The Patriots?
The Patriots.
The Patriots will be on 5 featured games this season. Just so you know that.
Wow.
And they're on a lot.
I'm impressed with that little bit of information. I didn't know that.
I didn't either till I read it this morning.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many featured games the Bears are going to be on. There shouldn't be very many. Yeah, but who knows?
Well, hey, the Packers got beat yesterday again.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
I kind of
being
do too.
Being a Bears fan, I kind of enjoy that and seeing Aaron Rodgers have a struggle.
I didn't watch very much. I just heard they got beat again. I watched a little bit.
Yeah,
of it.
I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch much football yesterday.
Well, it's baseball.
That's what I That's what I watched in the afternoon. I watched the Padres and the Phillies. Great game.
Good game. Good series. Now, the World Series.
Yes.
Houston and the Phillies never played each other in the World Series before, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to lean towards the Phillies. How about you?
I'm not just going to lean. I'm all behind the Phillies. Not an Astros fan.
I'm not either. A particular player or two I'm not too fond of.
Yeah.
Former, well, Mr. Buzzy, I call him. Little buzzy guy.
Oh,
Or the buzzer on him.
little buzzy guy. Who are you talking about?
I never-
Altuve?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
Okay, let's move along.
Yes, let's do.
So, before we get too far along here, couple days off, Saturday, Sunday. Then this week, sports, and more sports, starting with volleyball today, right?
Yeah, can you believe it? We're here at that point of the season. It's sub-district volleyball tournament time, and we wish all of our area teams the best as they compete in their sub-districts beginning today. As far as our coverage is concerned, we'll be at Gothenburg to cover Broken Bow at their sub-district. They take on Kearney Catholic tonight. Match time is scheduled for 6:15. Now that we are in sub-districts, remember, everything is now best 3 out of 5 sets. So there is a match prior to Broken Bow playing, so match time is scheduled for 6:15. We'll see if we make that time or not. But we'll have the Broken Bow match on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM for you tonight. And then Larry is planning to go to Shelton. We're going to cover Ansley Litchfield for you tonight. That's where the Lady Spartans are doing battle at their sub-district. They'll take on Elba tonight. Match time again set for 6:15, but I think there's a match in front of them as well. So that is the match that we'll have for you on KBBN. And then tomorrow are the sub-district finals, and that's when we will reconvene and take a look at who advanced, and then we'll see what we're able to do for you tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Well, the Husker football team took the weekend off, but they go back to work on Saturday. They take on Illinois, and that will be this Saturday to conclude that sports week. And as Brent mentioned, we'll just have to kind of go with the flow here as to what happens with volleyball. But we do have Husker volleyball for you on Wednesday night as they take on Wisconsin. Pregame 7:30, first serve at 8 o'clock. And we'll fill in the blanks, right?
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
And the high school state football playoffs reconvene on Friday. So we'll be looking at what we can do today.
We'll find out.
Trying to make a decision. And we'll be covering the state playoffs for you, of course, and following as many of the area teams that we can for you on Friday.
Well, thanks to all the good help we have, we can get lots of different places. It's just when they play at the same time, it kind of limits you as to who you cover and where you go. So we'll just have to see.
Yep.
All right, today is the 24th day of October, and it's Angie Rip's birthday today. And it's also Jim Christian's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
And Ryan Hogue.
Oh, Ryan,
celebrating
yeah.
birthday today. He's now in Kearney, but guess he was up doing a little golfing here the other day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why we have all these golf balls in the parking lot
Is any windows
today?
out?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. If you're celebrating a birthday today, you're celebrating with Bill Wyman. I can't believe it. He's 86, former bassist with the Rolling Stones. He quit the band back in 1993, has his own band now called the Rhythm Kings. And I happen to have a couple of CDs of the Rhythm Kings, and he's kind of hanging around the blues with the Rhythm Kings and enjoying himself. Bill Wyman, 86 today. Kevin Kline, actor, Oscar and Tony-winning actor, best known for Sophie's Choice, The Big Chill, In and Out, and A Fish Called Wanda, which was a hilarious film.
Yes, it was.
He is 75 today. So you're celebrating with some good folks out there. If you're having a birthday today, happy birthday to you. I know the economy is tough. There's talk of, recession and inflation and higher prices and on, gas prices, and how it's hard to make ends meet, and it is for folks out there.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, we can still, in America, find ways to celebrate Halloween in a big way. And this Halloween, expect Americans to spend over $10 billion for Halloween.
Did you say billion with a B?
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Wow.
Yeah. Estimated $10.6 billion on costumes, candy, and decorations. While prices are looking scary because of inflation and so forth, the party goes on in America. The costumes this year, the most popular ones are centered around pets. A lot of cats and dogs
Oh, really?
going to be out this year.
All right.
They're expected to spend about $700 million on dog and cat costumes this year.
Wow.
Meow. Yeah. So go ahead and have fun. Everybody else is.
Yeah.
Spend a little money. There's another little interesting article about Halloween, if I can find it here real quick, which kind of surprised me when I read it today, about people who do and don't hand out candy. About half the folks in the United States prefer not to hand out candy.
Now, when you say that, do you mean they just don't participate at all, or they hand out something else?
No, I guess they just don't participate.
Oh, they just don't turn the light on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you leave the lights off and you go to the basement and shut the door, I guess.
Yeah, pretend you're gone.
Yeah. Wonder what we'd spend if everybody gave away candy.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right, there was some tidbits of information for you. School lunch menus. I don't know where mine's at. Here they are.
Okay.
You got yours?
I do.
Wow, you're ahead of me.
We need to get you a folder. I have a folder.
I have a folder here that does really. I don't know what it's for.
Oh, okay.
It says festivals.
Oh, well, all right.
I guess I could.
Well, we can scratch that off and put lunch menus.
That's not a bad idea. I think Gavin made that festival folder for us for the summer season.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Yeah, we could have two folders.
We could. Yes. We probably could, couldn't we?
Really get crazy.
You and me getting organized.
Oh, that'd be
two
something.
folders.
Oh,
Woo.
be hard to keep track of two.
Let's see. I'll get things started by going to Sandhills in Dunning, where they don't have lunch today because it says no school.
A lot of parent-teachers conferences and things going on right now. Went up to Anselmo Myrna the other day to test a piece of equipment, and they were having parent-teachers conference. It kind of gave me the willies.
The willies, how?
Well,
you mean it took you back to the days when you were a child and your parents went to parent-teacher conference? Was that the deal?
Well, that's
You were having flashbacks.
Yeah, that, and when you were a parent and you went, hoping all the news was going to be good.
Yeah, true.
At Thedford today, they're having pizza.
SEM today. looks like popcorn chicken on the menu at SEM.
At Callaway, they're having Sloppy Joes.
Arnold today, pulled pork on a bun at Arnold.
Hamburgers at Litchfield.
Cozad today, some of their choices include cheeseburger, a breakfast station, ham and cheese wrap, PB&J with a hard-boiled egg, it says. Those are some of the choices you'll find at Cozad today.
At Anselmo Myrna, it's French toast, sticks and sausage, cheeseburger, crispy chicken shaker with roasted flatbread, vegetables, fruit, and milk. Mark that AM. And at Loop City, got to turn the page there too. Boy, I got a lot of, oh gosh. I'm getting all freaked out here. Take that off.
Wow.
I'll put Monday on this.
Okay, it's all right.
Monday.
Now, see, there are some people that would come in and prep this before we actually started to read them, but not Dave and I. It takes the fun out of it. We just...
Is that why we do it this way?
Yeah, I guess. That and we're just plain lazy.
Well, sometimes I don't think about the Squamish menus until we
I know,
get to
me
this
either.
point. Loop City today, it's shepherd's pie, fruit, vegetables, and milk. And at the Prairie Pioneer Center today, lasagna, broccoli, mixed fruit, and garlic bread. And, by the way, the number to call is 872-6121. By 9 o'clock, let them know you're coming by. It only costs you $6 to have that meal.
Yeah. I was thinking back to my college days and going through the broadcasting program, and I remember in one of my very first classes, I think it was called Audio Techniques, where they kind of, taught you about being on the air and everything. I remember the professor always saying, now, the one thing you should never do is read something without pre-reading it first before you read it on the air.
Yes.
And I break that rule every single day.
Well, be honest with you, when, say you do Nebraska news, I have started pre-reading it because it's so frustrating if you get all the way through and you get to the last few lines and you mess it up because you didn't pre-read it. It's just, but here on the show live, it's a lot of this.
Of course, back in those days, that was still where, AP, most radio stations you'd go to, and AP would just continuously print.
Right.
So then you would do the old rip and read, as we would call it, where you'd rip it off and then go into the studio and just start reading it. And the AP, lots of times, would, their stories weren't always written.
Yes, I know what you mean.
With good grammar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how else you would put it. They sometimes didn't end their sentences right, or they misspelled words. And
they made some mistakes.
Yeah.
Because it was ongoing. I mean,
it was, yeah.
Somebody typing that at the other end and going out to all these radio stations. I remember laughing because one of our announcers, when I first started here, had paper all the way from where you're sitting, because this used to be where the United Press International, or AP, was clunking away, and it come out. It was a paper in a roll, and then it come out of the machine, and you, like you say, rip and read. Well, he had paper all the way from the machine where you're sitting all the way into the other room.
Oh man, really?
He grabbed it and run in there and was reading the last story off of it. And then later on, I found myself actually doing that once or twice.
Yeah.
If you got here late back then, it was a disaster because you didn't have anything ready to go. You
yes.
have it right on a screen in front of you. This is National Bologna Day.
Bologna Day.
Or Bologna, whichever you like to say.
I say bologna.
Most people around here do, I think. Yeah. It's spelled and pronounced bologna in most cases. It's a celebration of processed meat.
Oh, well, really. All right.
It was first invented in Italy. In a community called Bologna. That's how it got started.
My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. You remember that?
No, I don't.
What?
I don't
Oh,
remember
come
that.
on.
No.
You remember that jingle, right? My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name.
don't remember.
It's Meyer.
Really?
Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me while I say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with Bologna. Yeah.
You remembered all of that.
Oh, yeah. That was a classic jingle.
What did you do when you were a kid? I mean,
Well, I think you're finding out. It's pretty embarrassing, isn't it?
it's also Good and Plenty Day. Now, that's a candy.
Yeah, don't care for that. It's like that. It's like that coated licorice stuff.
It's a
or
licorice,
something,
yeah.
isn't it?
It's an old candy. It was. It's been around since 1893. They also made a Good and Fruity, but it didn't make it.
Didn't take off, huh?
Well, it didn't stand the test of time anyway. It's United Nations Day, celebrating the creation of United Nations in 1945. The mission of the UN was to maintain international peace and security. Fun fact, before the United Nations, we had something called the League of Nations, which didn't have much power or authority, but it sounded cooler. The League of Nations.
Kind of has that superhero vibe
Exactly, yeah. Sounds like X-Men or something.
to it.
And this is also Black Thursday, the famous day back in 1929 when the stock market crashed.
Oh,
Let's don't even think of that.
yeah, let's not.
It's kind of scary right now. Let's don't go with the Black Thursday anymore. And, this just in, was it over the weekend? Student loan forgiveness plan temporarily blocked.
Oh,
You know, the president brought forward the idea of
yes.
alleviating debt for students. At least for now, it's on hold. A federal court will be taking a look at this, temporarily blocking the forgiveness plan. The stay was issued in the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals as it considers a motion from 6 Republican-led states to block the program. More than 22 million borrowers had already applied for relief. The White House says it's still moving full speed ahead. One of those states, by the way, is Nebraska.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. Want to play the game?
Sure. We're still asking questions about desserts. It's dessert month. Here's your question for today. Using this ingredient, you can make a fantastic creamy pie, crispy cookies with those great fork tine marks. Oh, yeah. And a decadent cake. We have George Washington Carver to thank for the popularization of this fabulous wonder food. Do you know what we're talking about? Is it cream cheese, vanilla, chocolate, or peanut butter? My wife made Rice Krispie treats over the weekend using this ingredient.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cream cheese, vanilla, chocolate, or peanut butter. If you know, call us at 872-2801 and win yourself a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut.
Give us a call.
If you're buying or selling used equipment and trucks, look no further than PurpleWave.com. We offer a wide selection of skid steers, dozers, loaders, backhoes, trucks, and more. Items are added daily to our regularly scheduled auctions, where everything sells to the highest bidders. Bidding is easy, so get started today. Visit PurpleWave.com. Straight, simple, sold.
October is one of our favorite months at Team Physical Therapy because it's National Physical Therapy Month. October is focused on promoting the benefits of physical therapy, the importance of movement in our everyday lives, and overall wellness. Team Physical Therapy offers many therapies to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. Here's to the month of celebrating physical therapy from Team Physical Therapy.
And we have Deb on the line. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning.
Okay, let's see. This is Monday, Black Monday. Is it Debbie, or Deborah on this doomsday?
let's see. I'm Debbie today.
Oh, good,
Debbie,
Debbie.
okay.
I like that.
Let me write that down.
Debbie. That's a little bit more lively, Debbie. Here's your question.
Okay, Debbie, using this ingredient, you can make a fantastic creamy pie, crispy cookies, decadent cake, and we have George Washington Carver to thank for the popularization of this fabulous wonder food. Is it cream cheese, vanilla, chocolate, or peanut butter?
Peanut butter.
Of course, it's peanut butter. You got it. And because you've answered correctly, we have for you my goodness, that is loud. We have for you a certificate that'll get you a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut, Debbie. So come on out and see us.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 7:51. All right. Today, we want to talk a little bit about the grocery cart in Broken Bow. Located out on East Highway 2, big parking lot on the west side. So always want to remind you folks, when you pull in and you say, well, there's no parking, look to your west and you'll see parking alongside the store. And there's plenty of parking back there, and the employees try to make sure they park kind of out of the way. So there's plenty of room there for you to park. And when you get in the store, you'll find that even though it's very busy, there's so much room that you can shop with ease. Mm-hmm. And you'll meet some neighbors and friends, and you'll have some conversations, and you'll want to, as you walk around, look at those specials that they have, the little tags on all the different items around there to save you money. They're trying real hard at the grocery cart to save you money with today's price environment that we're in. They're doing their very best to try to save you some money, and they have bonus points and so forth to help out as well. And Brent Apperson has a few specials that he would like to highlight at this time out at the grocery cart.
Yeah, we have a sheet here that has some things circled, so let's tell you about it. In the meat department, rump roast, $4.98 a pound. Lean and tender pork cutlets, $2.98 a pound. And sirloin tip steaks, just $5.48 a pound this week at the grocery cart. Now, again, these specials run from today through October 30th, so take note of that. In the frozen foods section, Red Baron pizzas. Get 3 of them for $10. Lego My Eggo waffles, $4.98 for the package. Also, Tombstone pizzas on sale, 2 for $9. Some of the other things that got circled here, Campbell's soup, 4 for $5. Special this week at the grocery cart. Some store-wide savings, snack packs of pudding or gelatin, 4 for $5. If you like that microwave popcorn, they got Act 2 on sale, 2 for $4. Let's see, Vlasic sauerkraut, $3.18 for the 32-ounce jar on sale this week at the GK Deli, or at the GK. Let's go to the deli, shall we? GK Deli, Kretschmar oven-roasted turkey, sliced order, $7.98 a pound. Mrs. Jerry's deviled egg potato salad on sale this week, $3.98 per pound. Let's see, go to produce. Red or green seedless grapes, $1.98 a pound. Macintosh apples, 3-pound bag, $3.98. Some of the specials in the produce department. And don't forget about their rewards bonus items this week. With 1,500 points, you can get Kretschmar sliced deli pepperoni. For 300 points, cash it in on Kraft dressing. Stonefire pizza crust, you can cash that in for 400 points. And Famous Dave barbecue sauce, 300 points, you can cash it in to get some of that as well. Those are just a few of the rewards bonus items available this week at the grocery cart in Broken Bow.
I was just thinking, and that's always a problem this time of day, but I said it was Black Thursday, right?
You did, yes.
And it's kind of confusing. It says your phone might say it's Monday, but today is actually Black Thursday. Confused? Question mark.
Yes, I was, to be honest.
This was the infamous day in 1929 when the stock market crashed that led to the bankruptcies, vast unemployment, and triggered the Great Depression. But I guess, how does that work?
Well,
Black
back on the
Thursday.
day, back the day that it happened, I'm guessing that year was on a Thursday.
On a Thursday, and this is
But the actual
Day.
date ends up on a Monday this year.
okay. So I'm not nuts.
I'm guessing.
I'm not crazy. I didn't lose it.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
I just
Oh,
it's they kind of explained it. There.
yeah.
Thanks, Brent.
Thanks for the clarification, though.
Yeah, I got to thinking that doesn't make any sense, but I guess it does. Here's John Anderson.
So everybody stay tuned.
You
That
bet.
would be a great segment. Can't wait.
She'll be here. Sheila Greenland on The Breakfast Show this morning. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The U.S., Britain, and France are strongly criticizing Russia's claim Ukraine may drop a radioactive dirty bomb on its own territory. Former acting and deputy CIA director Michael Morrell.
Russia is losing on the battlefield, and so they've turned to psychological warfare.
The nation's new report card charts students' academic downfall during the pandemic. CBS's Vicki Barker.
Math scores in particular registered the steepest decline ever recorded. Only 26% of the nation's eighth graders were rated proficient, compared with 34% the year before the pandemic began. And only about 1 in 3 fourth and eighth graders was rated proficient in reading.
The Phillies are headed to the World Series for the first time in 13 years. Bryce Harper hit a 2-run homer that propelled his team to a 4-3 win over the Padres.
We never doubted who we are or our identity as a team. You know, guy gets hurt, we're going. Manager gets fired, we're going.
Astros beat the Yanks. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In a look at Nebraska news, early Sunday afternoon, grass fires were reported in south parts of Lancaster County. One was reported south and west of Firth, which moved rapidly to the north. As of 6 o'clock last night, the fire had been contained. No reported structures were destroyed. The second fire was in the area of Southwest 86th Street and West Gage Road, rapidly moving north. Yesterday afternoon, the Hallam fire requested deputies to begin evacuating residents in the path of the fire. Travel south of Whitstruck Road and west of South 12th Street was restricted. One firefighter suffered serious injuries and one suffered minor injuries. Their condition was not currently known, and it was unclear which departments they were with. Many fire departments did respond to assist in fighting the fires. 3 residents are known to have been destroyed. The county engineering department had set up barricades, and the public was asked not to drive around the barricades. The Nebraska State Patrol, Game and Parks officers, and Saline County Sheriff's deputies were assisting with traffic control and checking on the safety of the residents. The Emergency Management Operations Center had been activated, and the Lancaster County Board issued an emergency declaration at 6 p.m. yesterday. Farmers in the area were asked to turn on their center pivot irrigation systems. Any residents displaced by the wildfires can receive assistance from the Red Cross and the Salvation Army at the Lincoln Southwest High School. Potentially severe weather hampered firefighting efforts in the way of lightning and high winds. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In postseason baseball, the Astros advanced to the World Series, beating the Yankees 6-5. Alex Bregman, an RBI single in the 7th, was the game-winning hit as Houston sweeps that series in 4 games and advances to the World Series for the 2nd straight season and the 4th time in the last 6 years. Their opponent will be the Philadelphia Phillies, who eliminated the Padres with a 4-3 win. Bryce Harper, go-ahead 2-run homer in the 8th inning for Philadelphia as they take that series 4-1, and they're on to the Fall Classic for the first time since 2009. First appearance ever in the World Series between the Astros and the Phillies. Checking Sunday's big games in Week 7 of the NFL. Sunday night, it was the Dolphins defeating the Steelers 16-10. Chiefs roll over the 49ers 44-23. 5-2 now the record for Kansas City. The Giants are 6-1 after beating the Jaguars 23-17. The couple of surprises, the Buccaneers lose to the Panthers 21-3, and the Packers fall to the Commanders 23-21. Cowboys with Dak Prescott back at quarterback beat the Lions 24-6.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Partly sunny skies today with our high nearing 54. Northwest winds between 15 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. And clear skies overnight tonight with a low around 26. Staying a bit warmer on Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 61 and clear skies throughout Tuesday night with a low around 29. Staying cloudy throughout Wednesday with a high of 58 and a slight chance for some rain Wednesday night with a low around 34. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
Whether you love them or can't stand them, surprises are a part of life. Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, and we can help you get ready for whatever life throws at you, even the welcome surprises. As your needs change, we can change what you need to do to help you end up where you want to be. And while there is never a good time to experience unexpected costs, we can work together to help you make them feel a little less unexpected. Call us at 308-872-8255 888-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining AMAC right now. First, AMAC saves you money. From discounts on travel and lodging, cell phones and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining AMAC is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most, AMAC is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedom secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/liberty.
It is 40 degrees outside, and we can now see some cloud cover up there this morning. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. Kind of dark out there right now. Barometric pressure's at 29.78 and rising. Humidity at 64%. High yesterday was 85 with an overnight low of 38. Sunrise this morning at 8 o'clock. Sunset today at 6:45. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:01. So the sun is up. It really doesn't look like it right now with that dark sky. 20 hundredths precipitation recorded all this month of October. Yesterday was a very dangerous day with the winds and the dry humidity, and I don't believe we had any problems here, but Lancaster County certainly did and some other areas. So we'll again remind ourselves today that it's just really, really dangerous out there right now. Good to have you along. 7 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Dave and Brent with you here on this Monday. Well, it's time for a Halloween party out at Sylvester's. And when Freddie throws a party of any kind, it's always a big bash, but this will be the Monster Bash out at Sylvester's. Prizes for Halloween costumes, all sorts of things going on.
Yes, get your costume put together because it is time for the annual Halloween party at Sylvester's in Broken Bow. Why not get an early start to Halloween? They're going to party on Friday, October 28th. Tim, and help me with the last name. It's Zach, isn't it?
It's Zoc.
It's Zoc? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Tim Zoc will be there performing on the stage. No cover to get in. So come and enjoy the music and enjoy the Halloween party. Prizes for 1st through 4th. First place in the costume contest gets $100.
Yeah.
It's Halloween party time, Friday, October 28th at the Quiet Little Place at Rocks in Broken Bow. And then come back Saturday to cheer on the Huskers because Freddie always puts on a big party when the Huskers are playing. They'll be taking on Illinois. Kickoff for the game 2:30. There will be first and third quarter happy hours going on during the game. So come on out and enjoy the Halloween party Friday, October 28th at Sylvester's, and then come back the next day and cheer on the Huskers. It's all happening at Sylvester's in Broken Bow.
All right. Thank you, Brent. More after these words.
As farmers fill their days with hours in the combine, grain cart, and trucks, Bruning Bank wishes them a safe and successful harvest. Thank you to all the farmers, ranchers, and all who work in agriculture to produce food for our families, communities, and the world. At Bruning Bank, they are proud to have strong roots in agriculture and to have the opportunity to work with producers. Bruning Bank, build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
Saturday, the 29th. Your friends at the Rescue Bar in Sargent want to see you for a smoky good time. They'll be open at 4. Come hungry because the kitchen doesn't close until 8:30. The night will be full of fun with prizes every hour starting at 9. So come in your costumes. At 9, a prize will be given for the most creative costume. A prize of $25 will be awarded and a Rescue Bar sweatshirt. At 10, $25 and 2 t-shirts will go to the best couple's costume. At 11, they're looking for the scariest costume with a prize of $25 and a long sleeve shirt. Last but not least, the best overall costume wins $100 gift card. The band Lost Country Road takes the stage at 9, and out will come the Taro Cards. Mixed specials, music, costumes, and a scurry good time await you at the Rescue Bar in Sargent, Saturday, the 29th.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Just want to let you know that I love the show.
I love what you guys are doing in the morning. It makes my day so much better.
Casey and I, KBBN Radio.
The only two things in life that make it worth living is guitars that tune good and firm, feeling women.
All right, let's talk insurance. Now, I know, folks out there, let's just face it. When you say, let's talk insurance, sometimes you go, oh, I'd rather talk about it some other time. Especially when you're talking about life insurance and that sort of thing. It makes you think about life and planning, and a lot of us don't like to do that.
Yeah.
But it is an important thing to do. And in this case, we're talking Universal Insurance Agency, who just reminds you to stop in. If you are a customer, please stop in and have a review of the insurance that you have and the coverages that you have. And if you're looking for some insurance, certainly give them a chance to offer their products to you, because they are now able to offer all different kinds of companies, all different kinds of options for you to look at, whether it be property insurance, on your motorcycle or your car or your home or your business or your farm, ranch, pivot. They can quote for all of those things. And Nate and Jack do a good job there, and they have a great staff there as well.
Yes, they do, and they want to make sure that if you're in business, that you have your business insured properly, and they can help you with that at Universal Insurance. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information to help your business, from HR to OSHA availability to other features that will play a key role in your business success on the insurance side. So talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today. Call 872-6438. You can stop by and visit them at 940 South E Street.
In Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Knocker Woods, especially on Sunday all-access nights. One price for all our attractions as many times as you want. So if Friday and Saturday crowds are not your thing, come see us on Sunday. Off-site parking with free shuttles. One ticket does it all. Sunday nights at Knocker Woods in Gibbon. Get your all-access tickets now at knockerwoods.com.
What waits in the woods?
8:22. You're listening to The Breakfast Show on a Monday, and we're excited to have our next guest in the studio. Sheila Greenland is here. How you doing, Sheila?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for waiting to get in. Appreciate
no
that.
problem.
It's Monday. Are you good on a Monday?
I'm not good in the mornings, let alone on Mondays. So, but yeah, I had a 30-minute drive to wake up, so I'm good.
Yeah, a little cruise to kind of wake up on. Yeah. So, let's just talk a little bit about what you've been up to. You have some new music, and we want to talk about that. But I know you're always pursuing playing in different places and so forth. What's happened in the last 6-8 months or so?
We've really focused on playing gigs we all really want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And just Saturday night. So this last Saturday night we played in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it was Vet Stock. So it was a bunch of veterans and who wanted to put on an event where they could just come and not work. They said every time we're together, we're all working. And so they wanted to put on an event. And it was just a collection of all the different branches of help options of, like, there was Wheels for Warriors. There was housing. There was probably 9 people standing in line. Every one of them was the head of a branch that helped veterans in some way. And so we played Pete Butler. Pete Butler opened up from 5 to 7, and then we played 7 to 9. It was just a cool little deal outdoors, and yeah, things like that are just our kind of favorite thing to do.
Yeah, playing live and outdoors is
always a plus.
Yes, kind of fun if the weather cooperates.
If the weather, the wind, yeah.
Brandon, if you have questions, just jump in.
Okay, I will.
So, when did you start this last project for your music?
A year ago in June, I went down to Nashville and. Yeah, and I had several sessions, but I knew as soon as I wrote this song, I was like, I'm going to record this one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wrote it with a Nebraska guy. So I wrote with several Nashville people, and then Ben Kramer had moved to Nashville. Gosh, I don't know when. A while ago, and so I wrote it with him.
That's great. We're gonna hear it. I don't know whether you want to play it or we can play it the recorded mixed version that you sent us. It's great. What's the response of this song been so far? Well, first of all, let's talk about the song a little bit and kind of let people know why you wrote it, how you wrote it, the story there.
Well, it kind of started. It was a day that we had to wake up early and pour cement. And really early. Speaking of mornings, those are my least favorite mornings. I don't mind pouring cement. I mind trying to get out of bed and somehow arrange the kids to get to school after we've left. So I started in my work boots, and then I had my cowboy boots, but I had a show that night. And so I just kind of threw all my shoes in the back of my car as the day went. And there was about 5 pairs of shoes, because then I had my load-in shoes, my show shoes, and so I snapped a picture of all the shoes in the back of my car, and I was like, oh, it's a lot of shoes. And all today they had to be worn. So then I just noticed the several pair of boots, because I sang in boots that night too. And yeah, it just kind of started itching at my brain then. And so what I do is I just kind of mull. Some things come to me quick, and some things just I kind of mull over them for quite a while. And by the time I was sitting down with Ben Kramer, I just had the idea. I told him, I was like, this is kind of what I was thinking. And then he started asking the more personal questions like, oh, when did your dad start the business? Like, what year? And he has like a Nebraska map up. He's like, where are you? Valley County, you know? And so it was a super quick write, though. It was a couple years in my brain. And then when we finally sat down, it was a really fast write. We were running late, and his wife, I think had doctor's appointment. She's pregnant. So the little one, we had a 1.5-year-old there. She was contributing quite a bit. So that was fun. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go catch my flight. And he's like, oh, okay. And so we recorded it really quick on the phone. And I literally was like running out the door to catch my flight. So it was a super fast write. And then I recorded it, I don't know, the following, probably January or February, I recorded that right after that. So
Now, was this just a single song, or did you have other songs that you put with that?
No, I've just been slowly releasing one at a time.
Just one at a time.
Like Devil Leads, then I released a Christmas song, and then I released this one all in the last year. So,
Okay.
so yeah, the physical CD, I just haven't. Like I said, I'd maybe do a Christmas album like that, and I wanted to do it this year, but you know how the years run away with you. So yeah, I've just been releasing one song at a time.
Well, you just mentioned what's going on in your life, so I don't imagine you have a whole lot of just sitting down, a spare time sort of situation to do that.
No.
With family and the business and all of the things that you're doing. I think it's pretty cool, Brent, that you can put out one song at a time and kind of sprinkle them along. The Christmas songs are great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I looked at those this morning, the ones that we have, but geez, I guess I don't know how you do it. That's what I'm saying.
Thanks. Sometimes I black out a little. I'm not sure what happened either.
So when you write a song, it sounds like with this one, the words came first.
Yes.
Do sometimes when you write a song, does sometimes the beat or the rhythm come first, and you just kind of get this rhythm in your head, and then words follow?
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of them, I'll sit with someone. With me, a lot of times the ideas come first, and I can tell the whole story in my head, and I know where it's going to go. But to mince it to words, that doesn't come until I really sit down. And Ben Kramer, he is just a lyricist. Like he can, and so he can condense those very quickly. But in a lot of sessions, if we're just writing and nobody really has we'll pitch our ideas around and everyone's kind of like, somebody just starts playing, and that always helps. And it is. You just get the rhythm and the melody, and then we start humming melodies, and then some words start coming out.
Yeah.
So it really depends. It's such a moody process for me. Just whatever mood you're in, and yeah, it always seems odd to schedule them, but if I don't schedule them, I don't do them. So we've sat down to plenty of them and just played guitar for a while until some words started spilling out.
Is that the fun part? Is that the fun part for you?
Yeah.
Just inventing that and getting the rhythm to follow along with the words?
Yeah, and I really like my favorite ones are the ones where you're chatting. Like with Rick Tiger, this happened several times. We would just be talking the introductions because we didn't see each other very often. And I didn't know it at the time. He was telling a story and he was like, but I didn't know it at the time. And then he stopped, and I was like, oh. So we wrote that song then. So those are always fun if they just happen, because you just always remember exactly how you stumbled across it. Because he had his back to us, and I remember him pouring coffee. I didn't know it at the time. And then he turns over his shoulder. And so, yeah, it's just fun to see what's going to happen. My favorite part of the process is sending that demo, just a raw demo, to the producer. And it's so cool to be in there and see what's born, and to listen to. I wish they used to hand you the CD, and I would always drive home from Nashville, and I had that drive to listen. And now they're like, all right, we'll email you. I'm like, oh, just hand me something. Yeah. Makes the drive so much more fun. But I love seeing what their brain did with that, and having that born through all the musicians and whoever's in the room and whatever their flair is. Mm-hmm. So that's my favorite part.
I'm going to ask you a pat question. You've probably been asked this a lot, but it's always interesting to ask someone, with your talent and the work that you're doing, who some of the influences have been to you, who really inspired you to get started. Maybe there were several artists, and who do you like to listen to?
The early ones, Mom had this pile of records between Mom and Grandma and my aunts, and I was a huge Crystal Gayle fan, huge fan. I remember looking at that record when I was little, just thinking she was the most beautiful thing ever. And Reba, I went through an enormous Reba stage where I read her book. I remember I'd read it at night, and I would just have dreams that I would meet Reba. And let me think, Loretta Lynn was another biggie, Lynn Anderson, and Dolly Parton. Those were the early ones. Those records were. I'm really dating myself, but people didn't have records all the time, but Mom had that stack of records. And then I got huge Alanis Morissette as teenage years. It's perfect timing.
Oh, yeah.
But I still love Alanis. And I love Pink, and right now, my kids are just like so annoyed with me. My son's like, "Ugh, do we have to listen to Maren Morris again? Mom, let's listen to Metallica." I'm like, "You are too young to want to listen to Metallica all the time." But so big Maren Morris kick. Like everything that comes out new of hers, I really like.
Yeah. So it's always interesting, and that story of back listening to the records, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's growing up and always wonder, you go full circle sometimes with growing up. And I remember my youngest son used to complain about the music that I would have on the stereo. And then years later, I find him listening to that same music. So it kind of
rewarding.
Yeah.
yeah. I actually wrote a song about that too.
Did you?
Dolly and Me. It's streaming. But that was another little story about growing up with the girls and how we'd listen. And we always put on concerts for Mom and Dad. I remember doing that all the time. And we'd put the records on and we'd act them out. And
yeah, it's all part of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of streaming and availability to your music, if they haven't found you online before, how do they do that?
Anywhere you like to stream. If you like to go, my aunt listens to everything on YouTube, and it's on there. It's when we sign up, we should be on all streaming platforms. So Spotify is the one I sign up through. Apple Music. You can always go to SheilaGreenland.com and click on, we have links there to listen. So should be anywhere you like to stream, unless there's some obscure place I don't know about.
Yeah, well, there could be these days.
I was thinking there's probably a ton of them after I said that I don't even know about.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And what are your? This is a simple question, but what are your goals? Or do you even have goals in this, or you just do it because you love it? How does that work?
It's like so morphing right now. I don't know how many years I spent playing 100 nights a year and just chasing. And we'd spend weeks in Nashville. I mean, a week a month for I don't know how many years we did that. And knocking on doors. And it's just funny to me. I get an email from a record label this last week, and I couldn't help but think, I'm like, are you serious? Right? and what I'd love to do, if I could land an opening tour, with a national, that would be cool. But I'm not going to play 100 nights a year right now. I love to do it. I love to do the things. I'd love to open. I still love playing, but I also love going to the 5th grade volleyball or 6th grade volleyball games and the football games. And it's just become, the kids for so long were in those intense years of toddler years. You can't think straight, especially as a stay-at-home mom. And I'd sing on the weekends, and we'd take them with us to Pour Cement. And they're so easy right now, knock on wood, that they're just so fun to be with. That's what I really love doing. And I love it when they can come to shows, but like they couldn't come Saturday, and I missed half of a volleyball tournament. And that happens here and there, but if I can't do both, I guess I won't do it at all.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. He's like, we want our artists to work just as hard as we do. And I'm like, okay, but I know to you, hard work means 100 nights plus on the road. And it's
not in the formula right now.
It's not right now. And that's what I wrote him back and said, here's the sitch. And, and he kept writing. And I was like, wait a minute, are you legit?
Yeah.
But I've called around, and people know them, they're on Music Row, but
nice that, you get those kind of requests.
Yeah, just the timing I really laughed out loud when I saw it. I was like, really?
back when you would have really grabbed a hold of that.
So anyway, there's situations that would be amazing, like a pub deal where they'll pay you to write, and they'd pay you to record them and that kind of stuff. That's what I like to do right now. So
probably should ask you this, and we always assume everybody knows who we're talking to and about them, just because if they've been around here, they've probably heard you and watched you play somewhere, because you come out of Arcadia and you play a lot of different places. But talk about your business, your family. You mentioned the kids. Kind of give us a little information on that.
Well, we grew up doing construction. My mom and dad started Greenland Construction in 1979. I'll never forget that. Now it's in the song. So, and we grew up as kids doing that, going to work with them, and we'd stay home too, but we grew up pouring cement and putting up grain bins and tagging along, complaining that it was too hot and too long of a day. But then I left. I went at 18. I just couldn't. I got my associate's degree, but I could not wait to. I didn't have time for all of that. You know, I had to go start my band, and I did. I started my band at 18, and it's just so funny how life works, because never in a million years did I think I would be doing construction again, because I was like, and I remember when I was young thinking in high school when we'd work in the summers, I'm like, what is the point? Like, I can make money, but I can't spend it because I'm too tired. And so anyway, my husband was a tech guy. He ran sound for us and worked at Mutual of Omaha, and we came back and bought the business. It's so funny how things work out. So now my kids complain that it's too hot out and too long of a day. It's too windy. And I've got one kid that lives for it. If you can't get him out of bed to go to school to save your life, but at 4 a.m., if it's concrete day, he's like, I'm up, I'm ready. Yeah. So that's when we have 3 kids, 8, 9, and 12. So
it is a busy time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and I still sing on the weekends. So not all of them. I just don't do every weekend anymore. But yeah, we still take off and sing. And Charlize likes to sing with me, and Stone likes to play guitar when he can. And
nice.
I'll let him get up here and there, and it's been kind of fun. So yeah. So it's just a hodgepodge of the things we do.
Well, sounds like it's a brisk but fun time in your life.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Brent has settled down, because when he first heard you were coming, he was wanting to do a duet with you. And
well, let's do it.
No, you don't want to do that.
No,
trust me.
Did not say that.
It would be an honor for me. It would not be an honor for you.
It would be an experience.
An experience would be a good way to put it.
That would be the best description.
I do got to ask, though, Dave mentioned today's Baloney Day. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know that.
But do you remember? Dave says he can't remember. Do you remember the jingle? My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R.
Yes.
My baloney. Okay, thanks.
Yes, and I had an Oscar Mayer dog for 16 years. Yeah.
Wonderful.
O-S-C-A-R. I do remember that.
Right. Thanks.
It's clear over here, but I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I missed out on
moving
that
right
First
along.
name, it's O-S-C-A-R. Yeah.
And you're welcome for me putting that in your head now for the rest of the day.
It's like Inside Out, that jingle
you're
dropped
welcome
in
for
my
that.
brain now.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the band that you have right now. I'm sure it's evolved and changed over the years. Bands do.
Yeah.
But to find fellow musicians who will also take time out of their lives to play, how many pieces and who all plays?
It's funny because we just talked about this last night, because my drummer, I had a fill-in drummer last night that used to, or Saturday night, I guess, he drummed, played together for 4 years. And then he moved to Nashville and moved back. And we were just saying, oh my gosh, we haven't been able to play together for so long. And he goes, who is your band? He's like, and I said, well, this is what we've done. There's like 7 or 8, well, 8, counting me, 8 of us. And there are times all of us play. And just depending on the schedule, like Mick plays bass and steel. So if I can get Dan on bass, Mick plays steel. And Angela sings. And so it's been like, it's kind of funny what it's like. It feels consistent to me because they're all the same people and we just move around. And that opens up your schedule too, because a lot of the things we play now it's not a bar calling saying, hey, these are my 4 options, which of these work. It's a special event saying, this is our day, can you do it? And so out of all of us, and I like to do trios, acoustic trios and stuff too. So it kind of shifts among those people. And I had some gal ask, she was like, well, it should cost you gas, mileage and this, that, and that. And she was like, well, what's the rest of the money for? And I started to laugh. I was like, the rest of the money is, so these awesome people that you see, so I'm not just calling Joe Blow off the street. I have these people on, semi-retainer that show up and they're awesome. And that's the only way I like to play is when you can just trust the people on stage with you.
That don't play with them every time, but you play with them enough that you're comfortable.
Yes. Yeah. And you know exactly what's, if a curveball gets thrown, you're not going to panic because you know they can handle it. You know?
Yeah. Now, the events that you play, special occasions and that sort of thing, I would think one of the challenges, I would think, being a performer and in a band and being the lead performer is requests.
Yeah, I don't even really take them just because it's going to be rough.
Yeah. It's sometimes I get embarrassed being at a performance and they'll start yelling out some song or something. I'm going, just enjoy what they have to play, you know.
The only time that's really embarrassing is if they request a song of mine that people in the band don't know.
Oh.
I'm like, we don't know that song.
Yeah, that would work.
But what I've also found, the age gap in our band is so big. Who was I with? And I was like, oh, yeah, we can do Amarillo by Morning. And the guitar player's like, what?
Oh, really?
I'm like, what? But he plays a lot of rock. And so it's funny what you take for granted just in different genres and let alone generations, what songs,
Yeah.
And that's stretched out enough that I'm like, oh, that's a gimme. Yeah, we can do that. And I get a couple blank stares. I'm like, oh, no. All right, never mind. We don't we don't know that one. So.
Well, I'm sure you want to make the people happy, but it'd be like a lot of things. Once you start sometimes, then you probably would end up just playing requests all night. And that's certainly
you would, yeah. And they wouldn't be as happy as they think if we don't all know the song.
Right.
That's saying you want to hear it bad enough, we'll play it bad enough.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. That's great. I think we went to see Jackson Browne, and it was an acoustic show, and he had all these guitars lined up behind him, and he was playing all these beautiful songs, and some guy yells out "Freebird," and he says, "You're kidding, right?" And the guy yells it back, and he says, "Don't tempt me." That's all he said. So I guess even stars of that magnitude get somebody yelling out a request.
Oh yeah.
But, Freebird for anyway. So do you want to play, or do you want us to play your song?
Whatever you want. Do you want to? I can play it and.
Well, I'll tell you what. We could have you play it, and then when you're on the road, we'll play the recorded version.
Well, that would be awesome. I was thinking that, and then I was like, well, I can't tell him what to play. I was like, you could. Well, that's rude. But
you want a mic on the guitar?
I doubt it.
Okay. Right.
I'm sure it'll be
pick it up
louder than me.
Okay. This is Girls in Boots.
Girl in Boots.
Girl in Boots.
Yeah. My daddy started pouring concrete, his own company, back in 1979. He never had a son. He had 3 girls and I was one. Got my first pair of boots when I was 6. Had us cleaning the tools and stacking the sticks. Learned how to work an honest day with a few choice words, but honestly, it made me who I am today. And you won't see me sitting at home, staring at the TV on my phone, waiting on a prince on a white horse, come charming his way through my front door. I'll be holding my own out on the line by the time that the sun comes up, turning that dirt into Valley County mud until the day is done. And when that 5 o'clock punch clock turns me loose, all them boys, they won't know what to do with this girl in boots. My mama was a daughter of a rancher. She grew up in the saddle and she made sure that we knew a way around one. She taught us how to pull our boots on, and honestly, it made me what I am today. And I'm proud to say that you won't see me sitting at home, staring at the TV on my phone, waiting on a prince on a white horse, come charming his way through my front door. I'll be holding my own out on the line by the time that the sun comes up, turning that dirt into Valley County mud until the day is done. And when that 5 o'clock punch clock turns me loose, all them boys, they won't know what to do with this girl in boots. Don't underestimate or speculate on when a girl rolls up her sleeve, takes on the world in her favorite boots. And you won't see me sitting at home, staring at the TV on my phone, waiting on Prince on a white horse, come charming his way through my front door. I'll be holding my own out on the line by the time that the sun comes up, turning that dirt into Valley County mud until the day is done. And when that 5 o'clock punch clock turns me loose, oh, them boys, they won't know what to do with this girl in boots. This girl in boots. Na 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 na. Thanks.
That was great. The story's great. The song's great. Your voice is, for a Monday morning.
It's early. I was like, oh, those are higher than I left them. I didn't put those notes there.
Oh, that's great. So, are you going to work on some more Christmas music? Are you working on more Christmas music?
Yeah, we were talking. We are terrible. We do this every year. It's like almost November. Oh, should we do a Christmas song? Like it surprises us every single year. And then every year we're like, okay, in January, we're going to start the next one in January so we can get right on it. Mm-hmm. And then, October, November come, we're like, okay, it's time. It is time.
Well, if you can make it happen, we'll look forward to playing that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's always good. And I'm sure there's other songs running around in your head.
There are. Yeah, I've got one that I want to write. And I feel like Ben, I always go down and come home with a bunch of songs. There's always just one I focus on. I need to look at some of the others. But yeah, I've got another one swimming around my head that I'd like to write this year. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you always hear the story about, well, I think we're all that way, maybe even a little more as we get a little bit older, but you think of something, if you don't write it down, you lose it. Is it that way somewhat with music?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like the notes on my phone. I'll just either do a voice memo of a melody or just jot a note down. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because sometimes you look at them and like, I have no memory of writing that. So then I started writing more notes because, you think something will jog your memory and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've got like a little file in there full of all the random ideas. Some are just lyrics, some are hooks.
Yeah. Fascinating, I think. I think music is just... For as long as it's been around, it never ceases to amaze, I think, when we listen to what you did there and what other people create out of notes and vocals. It's amazing.
It's cool that you can keep coming up with another song.
Yeah.
There's always another song.
Do you ever wonder also, either one of you, there's every once in a while a lawsuit, somebody gets sued for, copying another song. Mm. And I think in some cases they do, in some cases they don't intentionally do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you can have so many different songs out there that are all for the most part, 99% different than the other ones that have been created. That's pretty amazing.
It is. People have said there's actually 8 songs. 8 songs out there, and every other song is just a version or a mixture or a variation. And what always blows my mind is there are songs I can sing another song along to. There's no lawsuit there, but then there's a lawsuit, and you're like, well, I guess I can hear it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It must be whoever gets ticked off enough, but there are a lot you can just sing an entire song along with.
Yeah. And there's only so many chords and so many notes, but to arrange them to where they're enough different that people fall in love with each one individually, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Yeah. Any questions over there, Mr. Apperson?
I don't think. I guess one for me is talk a little bit about the relationships you make with people in Nashville.
They're always very fickle, but no, one of my closest friends in Nashville passed away a year ago now. And I still really feel that hole because I would go there and he was always introducing me to people. And he was a lot of people said he was their first introduction. He was the glue. So that still feels odd to me. I went once and I was like, oh, Rick's always kind of been my little guiding light here. But I am friends with several musicians there and some writers, and I just, you don't really talk much in between with a lot of them. Some of them I'm good close friends with. I played with them in bands and will still play with, and I write with them. But I was thinking that I was like, so many of the songs I've written, I've never touched base with that writer again. And then some of them, hey, I'm recording this song. You send them a message that you're recording it, and I'd love to hear what you think of it, and you never hear back. And others are recording your songs, you don't even know about it. So it is interesting, because I was even trying to remember the name. I'm like, what was that one guy's name? And I sing the song all the time, Yeah.
Well, and Nashville is, I've only been there once, just a couple of years ago. We went down, and it was a little overwhelming, to be honest with you, because all the clubs up and down and all the different music going on at the same time. And we stayed right down in that area. And I guess it was just, lack of a better way to put it, I was just a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
There was so much activity and things going on at the same time. It's something.
Like Vegas.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So as a performer and writer, when you go down, are you on Music Row, or do you get off to with the writers and somewhere else?
Yeah, I was going to say there's like 2 Nashvilles, and really I've done Broadway, and I'll usually hit it up a little bit, but I'm never there unless we're done working, and then we go hang out and kind of listen to whoever we worked with that day play. A lot of them will play there, and then a lot of them will be doing showcases off. But there's multiple trips I've never even touched that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're writing, and we would write in one of the BMI or ASCAP buildings or CSAC. They have writers' rooms, or a lot of times people just, like, if we had a hotel, we'd all write there. So wherever you can land a session that works for everybody you're writing with.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying don't go and experience the.
It's cool. It's an experience, but it's like like I said, there's 2 Nashvilles. There's that one, and then, but I mean, I know people who play there. There's a writers Nashville, and there's the musicians. I know some people from Nebraska that play Broadway all the time. So that's their life.
And if you sit down and maybe the waitress, they're all so friendly, and next thing you know, they're telling about, my husband drives a bus for this band, that band, this band, and it's kind of interesting how it's all connected together with the music.
Yeah, everybody's in the business. It's funny when you introduce yourself and they're like, and you sing? Like, they just know. And so when you meet someone like, no, I'm not a musician, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's rewarding to be a member of the writing community when you get down there and the creative side of it.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that we didn't ask you about that you wanted to highlight, Sheila?
Just we're trying to get more people on the streaming. People they still want a CD, which I've got them, but definitely go streaming. That's where the newest music is, where the most up to date. We're always putting stuff right there. Yeah. So the newest stuff's always streaming.
Yeah. I met a Lyft driver in Chicago here a while back, and we started visiting, my wife and I, and she is a performer down in Chicago. So I said, you know what, if you'll send me some of your music, I'd love to put it on the air. So she did, and I got it off the stream and got it on the air, and I recorded the whole show, 30 minutes of it, like we're doing today. And I had to ask her, do you still listen to CDs? Because I put it on a CD. So I mailed her the CD, and she wrote me back and said, hey, we loved it, thanks so much, but I had to listen to it in my car because it wouldn't work in my DVD player at home.
Yeah, my car doesn't even have a CD player, so I have to put it in the DVD player for the kids to listen to. Yeah.
I never thought CDs would be old-fashioned, but they are.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
like, yeah, sometimes that's pretty inconvenient. I still have people give me CDs, and I'm like, where do I listen to this?
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you for having me,
Sheila
guys.
Brindley. We'll come back anytime. We'd love to have you drop
Thank
by,
you.
or if you want to come back before Christmas, I know we'd love to have you come on and
Awesome, thank
spend
you.
some time with us. And in the meantime, where's your next place to play?
We're playing some company Christmas parties.
Okay,
So
all right.
just kind of scattered around. I think the Yones Center is a couple of them. So
All right.
yeah.
All right. Well, don't work too hard pouring cement.
The season's almost over. It's freezing, so I'm almost in the
You're
clear.
almost out of there.
Yeah, I hurt my back this summer, so I kind of showed up half the time anyway.
Well, it's not an easy occupation.
No, it's not.
Construction and
Kudos to all the crew. Man.
and thank you, by the way. Quite often, you guys help sponsor broadcasts that we do.
Yeah.
We always appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a time out, and a little bit later on, we're going to let you hear the recorded version of the song that Sheila just sang for you live here on the air. Stay tuned.
At a time when Get Up and Go seems to be in short supply, you've got to have a parts store on speed dial that you can trust. For nearly 100 years, WinQuest has been here to keep central Nebraska on the move. And with well over 100 years of combined experience, our crew is dedicated to getting you the right part with the best possible service. Combine that with an inventory that's practically bursting at the seams, it's clear that your best move is to Napa. Get Up and Go to WinQuest, serving you since 1925, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
If you're buying or selling used equipment and trucks, look no further than PurpleWave.com. We offer a wide selection of skid steers, dozers, loaders, backhoes, trucks, and more. Items are added daily to our regularly scheduled auctions, where everything sells to the highest bidders. Bidding is easy, so get started today. Visit PurpleWave.com. Straight, simple, sold.
Loop Basin Public Health Department wants to keep you and your family safe this winter. Protect yourself by staying up to date with your COVID vaccinations, including your booster dose. Getting a booster dose means you will increase your protection against severe disease and continue protecting your loved ones and community against COVID-19. Get vaccinated today by calling 308-346-5795 to book your appointment or check out their social media outlets for more COVID information. Loop Basin Public Health Department wishes you a safe and healthy winter.
Gary's Superfoods. Visit them on South B Street in Broken Bow for these deals and more. Sold in a 10-pound tube, 85% lean ground beef is only $3.99 a pound. Frozen Smithfield all-natural baby back ribs are $3.49. Delicious Honeycrisp apples are $1.49 a pound. Start your morning with General Mills cereals at 2 for $6. Add a side to your meal with Our Family vegetables, only $1.19. For your fall desserts, Our Family whip toppings are just 4 for $5. Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. Britain is about to get its third prime minister this year.
Rishi Sunak is therefore elected as leader of the Conservative Party.
Former Finance Secretary Rishi Sunak has won the race to lead the country's Conservative Party after his only rival, Penny Mordaunt, conceded and withdrew. Correspondent Ramy Inocencio has more from 10 Downing Street.
Sunak is a married father of two, Oxford and Stanford educated. He's of Indian heritage and would be the UK's first person of color and first Hindu as prime minister. A former investment banker, he and his wife are reported to be among the country's richest people.
42-year-old Sunak will take over from Liz Truss, who became Britain's shortest governing prime minister. She resigned under pressure last Thursday after just 45 days in office, which plunged the country into economic turmoil. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In postseason baseball, the Astros advanced to the World Series, beating the Yankees 6-5. Alex Bregman, an RBI single in the seventh, was the game-winning hit as Houston sweeps that series in 4 games and advances to the World Series for the second straight season and the 4th time in the last 6 years. Their opponent will be the Philadelphia Phillies, who eliminated the Padres with a 4-3 win. Bryce Harper go-ahead 2-run homer in the 8th inning for Philadelphia as they take that series 4-1, and they're on to the Fall Classic for the first time since 2009. First appearance ever in the World Series between the Astros and the Phillies. Phillies. Checking Sunday's big games in Week 7 of the NFL. Sunday night, it was the Dolphins defeating the Steelers 16-10. Chiefs roll over the 49ers 44-23. 5-2 now the record for Kansas City. The Giants are 6-1 after beating the Jaguars 23-17. The couple of surprises, the Buccaneers lose to the Panthers 21-3, and the Packers fall to the Commanders 23-21. Cowboys with Dak Prescott back at quarterback beat the Lions 24-6.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Partly sunny skies today with our high nearing 54. Northwest winds between 15 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. And clear skies overnight tonight with a low around 26. Staying a bit warmer on Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 61 and clear skies throughout Tuesday night with a low around 29. Staying cloudy throughout Wednesday with a high of 58 and a slight chance for some rain Wednesday night with a low around 34. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff forecaster Kara Foster.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your place for all things pivots and electrical. Call today to schedule your fall pivot maintenance, to quote a brand new Zematic pivot with 0% financing, and ask how they can save you $500 on a new sprinkler package. With harvest coming, make sure your grain bins are in top working order by having them checked over or even rewired. They also carry the widest range of fuses and capacitors in town. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. That's Custer Electric and Irrigation at 872-7786 on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
Ansley Lumber and Supply is proud to offer their customers the #1 recognized brand of pre-finished LP SmartSide, Diamond Coat. It boasts a 30-year no-fade warranty, a siding system that hides nail heads, and it reduces maintenance. It can be installed year-round, will instantly increase home value and curb appeal, and it's available in all kinds of colors. Choose Diamond Coat for your LP SmartSide. Head to Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street in Ansley.
It's 9:04, 40 degrees outside, kind of stuck on 40 now under a cloudy sky. Winds are out of the northwest 5 to 15. Barometric pressure continues to rise at 2982, and humidity is at 60%. Well, we promised you that we were going to play the mixed version, the recorded, finished version of Sheila's song, Girl in Boots. You heard her playing it here acoustically in the studio, which was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to beat that. But when it's all mixed together, it's kind of like Sheila mentioned, it's fun to see what all is added and all the musicians' contributions and Sheila's great voice. So here's her song, Girl in Boots, the recorded version. Girl in Boots, Sheila Greenland on the radio. That's the recorded mixed version for you. What do you think?
Ah, fantastic.
Really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in Brent's top 40, it's a hit.
Well, it's as good or better than a lot of the songs that are on the top hit charts in country right now. I think that's a real go-getter there.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep, very good. Thanks to Sheila for coming in. I hope she comes back to see us again. Always welcome. All right. We're going to break it down, man.
Oh, break it down. Okay.
Well, first of all, we have a civic duty to take care of.
Okay.
This is Small Market Radio, and we love it.
It is.
Missing cat.
Oh.
Long-haired Siamese male is missing, lost in the southeast part of town. If you see this long-haired Siamese male cat, give them a call at 308-384-3852. That's 308-384-3852. They really like to get their cat back. It's part of the family, of course. We told you earlier that about half the people in the United States are not planning on giving out candy at Halloween this year.
Yeah.
New poll.
Okay.
It's not a study, it's a poll.
Oh, good.
Says half the Americans say they won't be handing out any candy this year. 24% blame inflation. 23% say they don't even celebrate Halloween. And some say they still have pandemic-related health fears. The poll also showed that the top 5 Halloween candies are Reese's, Kit Kats, M&M's, Twix, and Butterfingers. Those are your top 5.
Really? Does it say of those 5? Does it just list top 5, or does it give them in order? Is there a number 1?
It doesn't really say.
No,
It's
just list top 5.
Just list the top 5. The least liked candies are,
Almond Joy and Mounds.
You know they're not on there.
Oh, really? Yeah, that would have been Brent's list.
I would be with you on that. Yeah. Candy corn.
Oh, okay. Candy corn is one of those things where you're a fan of or you're not.
Yeah.
There's just not much of a middle ground with candy corn. Now, I actually like candy corn, especially when you kind of spice it up a little bit and throw in the dry roasted peanuts, and sometimes we even do M&Ms and things like that. But
yeah, we've had a big controversy years back about candy corn and peanuts.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it was a big deal for a while on the show.
Oh, wow.
It went on and on and on.
Okay, all right. So we don't want to go back there, do we?
We probably covered it.
Okay.
Okay, least liked candies are candy corn, hot tamales, dots, caramel apple suckers, and Mike and Ike.
Wow. I'm okay with that list, except for the hot tamales and the Mike and Ike's. I love both those. I love a box of Mike and Ike's.
I don't know what Mike and Ike's are.
Well, they're like, they're just like a hot tamale. You've had hot tamales,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. They're just like those, only they're just fruit flavored.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, ooh. It's like, yeah, Dave's not into that, apparently. No, I love Mike and Ike's. I don't know. And hot tamales, yeah. Love those too. So I guess I'm odd.
There's your poll. Not a survey, a poll.
I don't mind the caramel apple sucker either, honestly.
I don't think they're terrible.
They're not so bad. Now, the dots, never been a dot fan. They stick to my teeth. Annoy me.
What are dots?
Oh, they're just... I don't even know how to describe them. I bet you've had one.
I probably have.
I don't know.
Well, it's time to make all our dentists happy and go into Halloween.
There you go.
So it was good to have Sheila in, and I sometimes get inspired by people like Sheila, and I know other people do too, because when she started singing, she got happier than she was when she walked in the door. Performers who really love performing, it makes them happy, and then it goes into the next person, and pretty soon a lot of people are happy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one gal that would be compared to that. This is a cover, actually, if I remember correctly, that she did, Susie Bogus, and Just Like the Weather.
And watch games. I'm not sitting out there in, 20 below wind chill or worse, watching a game or playing in a game.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, just the fan in me. I just can't. I can't imagine the Bears playing in a fancy dome and not being in the elements. Do you know what I'm saying?
Next to the lake.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be like Lambeau Field being in a dome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine Green Bay not playing in the elements?
Got to have snow.
Chicago's like the same way. It's the Bears have been built on toughness.
Well, it's not going to happen right
playing
away.
in the elements.
It's coming.
That's kind of what I heard.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about whatever Brent wants to talk about. You can hand me a couple of those live reads if you like.
Okay. Well, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. I have 2 job opportunities. You want me to do them all together, or you just want me to do one and
Go
go back
man.
and forth? All right, here's both of them that I have. Country Partners Cooperative in Callaway is looking for a service station attendant. A person would be responsible for performing service work on vehicles, including but not limited to oil changes and tire repairs, loading and unloading merchandise, servicing gas and diesel pumps, working with propane, counter sales and administrative duties such as inventories, as well as maintaining a clean and safe work environment. Now, you would need a valid operator's license with approved driving record with the ability to obtain your CDL, be able to lift 75 pounds, and have good customer service skills. You can apply online by going to Country Partners Co-op, that's all together, .com, or you can contact Matt Stutzman at 308-836-2226, or you can just send your application to Country Partners Cooperative in Callaway, let me start all over. Send your application to Country Partners Cooperative, Human Resources, P.O. Box 80, Gothenburg, Nebraska, 69138. And since I royally butchered that, I highly encourage you to go to sandhillsexpress.com. Go to the employment page, and you'll have all of the information right there in front of you.
I had trouble with that the other day, too. That's a mouthful, that.
I guess.
Yeah. All right, let's see if I can butcher this one. Lunchtime Solutions. Time for a fresh career opportunity. Lunchtime Solutions is hiring and looking for good kitchen help and dishwashers to work at the Broken Bow School District. A perfect part-time position. No nights, no weekends, or holidays will be required. Join their fun-focused work environment. Now, these positions are eligible for a sign-on bonus as well. So make the most out of your talents and skills by helping the students experience good nutrition at the Broken Bow schools. Go to lunchtimesolutions.com/careers and apply today. This is also on the employment page on Sandhills Express if you want to get the details on it. Really good part-time position.
Here's another job opportunity for you. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler cook in Broken Bow. Great benefits, good starting wage, looking for someone with a high school diploma or equivalent, previous experience working with infants up to 3 years old and their families. You would be purchasing food and prepare meals, complying with USDA requirements, be responsible for cleaning classroom and doing dishes, laundry, etc. If you would like more information, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0. Or you can apply online at their website, which is simply centralnebraskacap.com.
The Nebraska Department of Transportation is currently accepting applications for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley. For a full job description or to apply, go online to statejobs.nebraska.gov. An online state application must be completed. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer. And again, you can view the details on the employment page of Sandhills Express. That's in the Ansley area, a highway maintenance worker position with the Nebraska Department of Transportation.
Well, it's hard to believe this, but, it's kind of time to start thinking about the holidays and maybe purchasing gifts already for the upcoming Christmas season. And if you want something personalized, here's a great place to go have that done. Circle V Stitch and Post with our good friend Velma. She can help you get your creation started today with her quality custom embroidery service. Maybe you want to get someone a embroidered sweatshirt or something for Christmas. Well, you know what? It's never too early to kind of start putting that together. So give Velma a call today at 872-6173. Circle V Stitch and Post. You'll find them just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
Thank you, Brent. Let's talk a little bit about your hearing.
Huh?
Yes, your hearing.
Oh, sorry.
Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist, and she's located right here in Broken Bow at her business called Nebraska Land Hearing Center. And she is giving big discounts right now for buying local during the month of October, and additional buy local discounts in the way of free chamber bucks. And she's offering these additional discounts for the month, discounts for new patients, chamber bucks with every purchase of new hearing aids, and Roxanne will also do custom fitting for hearing aids that are rechargeable and included in the special as well. Local, dependable service right here in Broken Bow, a free hearing evaluation and free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, and extended discounts for buying local. Now, you see a lot of ads about hearing aids on TV and so forth. The hearing aids themselves are important. You want to get the quality that you need to be able to hear, and you also need to have follow-up. It's not like you might not need a little help with them later on, adjustments, or maybe a problem or something fitting your ear, whatever the case may be. You have the follow-up here with Roxanne. Call her at 308-384-3852 to make an appointment. She's located in the Broken Bow Chamber Building in Broken Bow, Nebraska. And that number again, 384-3852. And we also want to remind you of a new website that has been built and is for our entire communities, and it is helping bring awareness to mental health and the importance of reaching out when needed. This website is created as a resource of mental health providers in Custer County. The site is mhpcc.org. Mental illness affects lots of people, and we've had some bad things happen here in the last few years centered around mental illness, and we want to get it reduced, if not stopped, and this is an effort to do that. The website is mhpcc.org, and this is put together by some community members who want to be a little more proactive about fighting mental illness and some of the results of it. It is 9:25. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show, and Sheila has gotten us in the mood for female vocalists this morning. Roseanne Cash, if you change your mind on this Monday. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we're going to pull a pin.
Pull a pin?
Pull a pin.
Oh, yeah, okay, I gotcha.
From way back when.
All right.
On The Breakfast Show.
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got spirit, how about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, or Anselmo Murray debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Are you getting hit hard by the IRS and worried about all your profit going to pay for taxes? Make an investment that can potentially pay you passive income for up to 20 or more years, and it will provide a 100% write-off on your taxes in the first year. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are a SEC-accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil, and you're allowed to write off nearly 100% on your taxes in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to continue to go up. Call 1-800-278-7455. Encore Energy is a very active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now if you're an accredited investor and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential income. Call for a free consultation, 800-278-7455. Call Encore Energy now at 1-800-278-7455.
Corn rootworm is a ruthless pest, which is why Bayer is relentless in its innovation. SmartStax Pro with RNAi technology is now here. With an RNAi-based mode of action unlike anything that's come before, plus 2 proven BT traits, it's innovation that equals the strongest biotech defense in medium to high corn rootworm pressure environments now available. Talk to your seed dealer about defending like a pro with SmartStax Pro technology. Always read and follow IRM grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions. Performance may vary.
We all know clean fields lead to strong yields. That's why XtendFlex soybeans offer triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate to control more weed species than any other soybean system. Even tough weeds like water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and mare's tail. Get the control, flexibility, and proven performance you need so you can focus on the business at hand instead of beating back weeds. Explore the Roundup Ready Xtend crop system at systemofchoice.com. Claim based on approved EPA herbicide labels as of January 2021. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
All right, I pulled a pin from the envelope that was sent to us by Cousin Jim down in Omaha. And Cousin Jim, just for fun, works at an auction house. And every once in a while, he'll find something that he thinks we'll find interesting. He sent me a really cool radio call letter sign that I have in my office. And he sent us pens before. These are writing pens because they're from Custer County. And they're old pens. So I pulled this one earlier, and I think some folks out there will still remember Joe C. Weitzel. Now, the house, the apartments that Grant lives in were originally the Weitzel apartments. Joe built those.
Oh, they're on 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right down from you there.
Yeah.
And that's where Grant lives. He lives in the Weitzel apartments, which they're no longer called that, but Joe built them. Joe had a plumbing business for a number of years, and then he got into insurance.
Okay.
And he sold life, health, and accident insurance. And on the pen it says, Joe C. Weitzel Insurance Agency. Those who know depend on Joe.
Hey, nice, catchy.
Phone number at that time was 872-5642, and of course you didn't have to dial the 872 there for a while. You could just dial the last 4 digits, and then you started to have to dial the 872, and that's the rest of the story. And it's one of those that come apart. Let's see.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Cap on it. I don't know if I can get it apart. Anyway, Joe C. Weitzel. Those who know depend on Joe.
Nice. Those are really kind of fun.
They are fun.
Yeah, because most of them, if not all of them, are from businesses gone by.
Yeah. There's a few in there that are still around.
They're still going, yeah.
Okay, what's today? Monday. Tomorrow, blood drive in Ansley at the community center. I want to note that for you. 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. tomorrow, blood drive in Ansley. And I did see a story over the weekend about how short the supply is on blood right now. It's always a tough time of year, but with the flu season and all the things that are out there, a lot of people have not been coming in, and they've only got about a 2-day supply of blood here in Nebraska, so they could sure use your help there. That is tomorrow at the Ansley Community Center, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
The grocery cart aisles are packed with deals just like these. Certified Angus beef rump roast, $4.98 a pound. Hormel lean and tender pork cutlets are $2.98 a pound. Pick up delicious sirloin tip steaks at $5.48 a pound. For a quick meal, Red Baron pizzas are 3 for $10. Or get Campbell's soups to warm you up for 4 for $5. Snack pack pudding and gelatin 4-packs are marked at 4 for $5 as well. Grocery Cart. Shop on East Highway 2, Broken Bow, and save today.
As October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we are reminded of the importance of annual mammograms. 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. The Callaway District Hospital is proud to offer the most advanced imaging in 3D digital mammography. 3-dimensional imaging can detect new cancers sooner than regular 2D mammograms alone. Early detection is key to increasing your survival rate. Please call 308-836-2228 to schedule your 3D mammogram. The Callaway District Hospital.
Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow reminds you to stay safe this hunting season with these tips. If you hunt on private land, know where the boundaries, houses, roads, fences, and livestock are located. Always identify your target before putting your finger on the trigger, and never climb into a tree with a loaded gun or arrow ready to shoot. These hunting safety tips were brought to you by Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow, where they stock a great variety of well-priced vehicles to fit your budget.
You can't be in farming without taking risks. That's common knowledge. But that doesn't mean you should throw caution to the wind. And when it comes to new technology, farmers always look before they leap. And for the past 3 years, farmers have looked at the Enlist weed control system, and they have leapt. Now it's your turn. Millions and millions of acres have proven the effectiveness of Enlist herbicide's superior technology, with neighbor-friendly weed control, more tank mix options, near-zero volatility, and much, much more. But to unlock all these advantages, you must start with Enlist E3 soybeans. See what a better seed and herbicide system can bring to your fields at Enlist.com. You've looked. Now leap.
All right, well, Jim's pins that we pulled here have brought some chatter on our communication box here. Jeannie Rapp, how you doing? Says, I believe it was known as Weitzel Arms, and Joe and wife Catherine lived on the top floor, and I was a frequent visitor as a child. They were amazing people. So they lived on the very top floor of Weitzel Arms. It was called Weitzel Arms, yeah. And that would be right above where Grant lives now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Grant's ever went up there or not, because I don't think they have apartments up there right now. But he lives in a historic building. We've seen some wonderful things in the neighborhood over the years from the apartment house.
Yeah.
Missing cat. To close the show.
Okay.
Let's do this professionally.
Yes.
A missing cat, long-haired Siamese male. All kidding aside, when you lose your pet, you lose your friend. So let's help get this animal back to its owner. Was lost in the southeast part of Broken Bow. And if you see it, it's a long-haired Siamese male. Call 308-384-3852. Mr. Brent Apperson, let's recap, if you wouldn't mind, what you're doing tonight.
Sub-district volleyball tournaments begin around the state tonight. Best of luck to all of our area teams competing. As far as what we'll do on the radio for you, we'll have Broken Bow at the C111 sub-district tournament in Gothenburg. They'll play Kearney Catholic tonight. The match is scheduled for 6:15, and we'll broadcast it on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM tonight. And then Ansley Litchfield will be competing in the sub-district at Shelton tonight, and we're going to do their match for you on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. They play Elba, and I believe that match also scheduled for 6:15 tonight, and then we'll have sub-district finals tomorrow. We'll wait and see who all advances, and then we'll let you know what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow. And don't forget, the next round of the state football playoffs is on Friday, and we'll be meeting later today to determine what our coverage of that will look like for you coming up on Friday.
Thank you, Brent.
Mm-hmm.
That's the show.
Okay. Oh, boy, you've got that contemplative look again to close out the show. You want to say something, but right now you're wondering, should you say it? And the answer is?
On second thought.
Okay.
I might save it for tomorrow.
All right.